a good reputation not only for product quality and innovation, but also service to our retailers and to our consumers with our lifetime warranty. In fact, the build or the momentum of that reputation was good enough that a couple retailers said to us in the early 2000s, say, if you guys get into lighters, we will buy your lighters. And one of them said to us, a big one, said to us, we will buy only your lighters. And that got Scott and my attention pretty fast. I calculated at the time, and I was incorrect. I calculated the lighter business was twice the size as the cutter business, and I frankly today think it's 4 times the size as of the cutter business. So, and that's because guys will have maybe 1, 2, or 3 cutters, but guys will buy a dozen lighters over time, and I'm sure that everybody in this chat fits that description. So we started with 1 lighter, and we moved to 3 lighters. Then it became 5, etc. And it just the lighters just kept on rolling. And in fact, it is now our largest category segment. From lighters, we met a guy named John Bixler who owned the Madeleine humidification brand and started distributing his product. Eventually, we bought that company. He asked us to and said he was ready to get out of the business. And then from there, we went into, he also had part of his business, containers, both regular humidors and travel cases. And so we began in that business through him and then have developed that since. So eventually, the result was an accessory brand that covers all of the categories of accessories in the store. And once we completed the front end of the store, we started looking around a little bit at, gosh, where do we go from here? The initial idea wasn't cigars. The initial idea is, should we get into some of these other, what we call accessories? We're an accessory brand, but there are other accessories in the store, such as wallets and money clips, keychains, etc., that you see in lots of gift shops, not just cigar shops. And as some of your consumers may know, we got into that. We have some of those things. In the meantime, we were starting to do Xikar events. And that's an event more like a trunk show, the traditional trunk show, where I would go into a store like, Mike, you may know Feeney's store. That's the first place I did a Xikar trunk show, where I went into Feeney's store. That's the humidor in Cockeysville, Maryland. Yes. And I would go into her store and bring in all of our high-end exotic stuff and a variety of our new stuff. And we would do a sales day that day. And Feeney was giving away a cigar with the purchase of each one of our products. So, you know, it didn't take me long to figure out, hey, why shouldn't we be giving away a Xikar cigar while we're doing that? Right. Now, that was about 2005 or 2000, around that time. And we didn't launch a cigar until 2008 with the Defiant. So it took us 3 years. There you go. Wow, Mike, you're a treasure trove. Telling you. You're a real museum right there. So it took us 3 years to find a maker and then to decide on a blend the blend, get the production, etc. And the reason it doesn't have to take that long. We took our time finding the supplier, and then we took our time finding the right blends. And the reason we took so much time is that we believed and found that this is true, that as an accessory company, there would be we believe there would be doubtful questions about what we were doing in the cigar business and whether or not the cigar would be any good. So we knew we had to do it right, correctly, that is, right out of the chute. Right. And I'm proud to say that we were correct in our selection of blender, Jesus Fuego, and in our selection of blends, which are the original Defiance Criollo, the Connecticut Shade, and the Habano Colorado, all 3 of which today are under the HC series. Where we perhaps didn't get it right or maybe had the wrong approach was in launching a cigar brand called Defiance. I can tell you that the distribution we got was only fair. It was less than a quarter of the distribution we have with the very same cigar under the HC series. And the feedback I got, and what I believe to be true, is that most cigar smokers don't want to be defiant. They want to smoke their cigar and get left alone in peace. Right. That's Mike, I apologize. I took probably far longer than I should have to answer that question.
No, that's fine. And as you were talking about the other, like your wallets and everything, I actually have the Xikar business card holder up there too. I'm keeping you in business, Kurt.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And have you lost a few items along the way? That's the one thing we don't guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I've been pretty good with the Xikar stuff. I mean, even this thing, the Xikar Incline, it looks like it's been through a war, with the painted side. But I mean,
yeah, it really does.
It'll still light up. It still goes. So
well used. Well done.
All right. Hey, Kurt, let's take another question from, this got emailed to me from Matt Morona. He asked, have you faced any challenges starting a cigar-related company away from the cigar spotlight in Florida?
I'm not. I'm going to have to ask you to ask the question again because I'm not sure I really understand it.
Okay.
Or were there two parts to that question?
No, he's got it in one. It says, did he face any challenges starting a cigar-related company away from the cigar spotlight of Florida?
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. I would say the answer to that is either no or not that I know of. And certainly, Matt, there can be challenges that I'm unaware of. One of which is that we're not able to interact with some of the smaller Miami-based makers, like some of the people there. And we see some really, well, as we all know, there have been some fantastic product coming out of Miami in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So, but I don't think that hurt us because we found a great maker in Jesus Fuego, and he produced great blends. We found him at the trade show in his first year at the show when he was brand new. He was already a blender for many years in Nestor Plasencia's factory. In fact, I think he blended quite a few of Rocky Patel's big hit cigars. So he was new to his own business, but not new to the trade. And it's all about finding the right guy wherever you find him. We could have gone to Nicaragua or Honduras and perhaps also found him. Right. But so to answer your question in complete, I don't think it hurt us to not be sourcing in Miami. Now, did it hurt us to not be located in Miami to distribute the cigar? Well, there is certainly a local cigar culture in Miami, and there's a huge advantage of maker owners being in cigar stores. So our disadvantage of being outside of Miami or vis-a-vis the other cigar makers is our big advantage of being elsewhere all the time. And Scott and I still travel to cigar stores. In fact, I travel 2 weeks every month, and I'm in cigar stores all over the country all the time. And then, maybe some of your listeners have met me in some of the stores, but we have 1,200 customers. I'm going to guess I've been in 1,000 stores, and that's a big advantage.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else, Mike, you want to ask?
I know you wanted me to ask. I don't know if you remember, Kurt, a little bit ago I was doing a video, and I brought up a question, and I actually called you on the phone about it, about the lighter. And I have this big creme brulee lighter that I use, and it has the automatic air release holes in the bottom. I don't know if you remember the conversation now or not.
Yeah, it's vaguely.
And I remember you, when we were discussing it on the phone, you said, because I asked you, why don't more of the lighters have it in, and you were saying about space and everything. I was just wondering if you could go through that again a little bit just for our viewers, because I'm sure other people might have that same exact question.
Well, as I recall, and since I don't have that lighter sitting in front of me, and I can't take it apart, I can only guess that those holes at the bottom are to release the spill or the overflow of the gas as you are charging the lighter. There's only one way to release that I know of. Now I haven't studied that particular model, Mike, but the only way to release the gas air mixture from the tank is to depress the valve, and it comes straight through the valve. It doesn't go out other holes unless that lighter has something that I'm not familiar with. So my answer remains the same. The reason why we wouldn't put holes beside the valve in the bottom is just lack of space, and frankly, I think lack of need. But okay. I'd really like to see more about that particular use. Now, there's one other potential use of that could be true. We put vent holes up in the body of the lighter near the flame, and those vents are what create the actual jet of a jet flame lighter. The more restrictive the vent, the higher the jet action, and the more airflow, the lower that that jet action is created. So, in fact, there's a creme brulee lighter which has its own valve adjustment for the vents that can go from a candlelight flame all the way to a really precise needle-like blue flame.
Yeah, mine actually has that.
Yeah, there you go, right on the side. That's it. You both have it.
Yeah.
And it's possible those vent holes at the bottom are providing the airflow right all the way up to the top there. And if I had to guess, I'm going to guess that that's what those holes are for. I don't think they have anything to do with releasing the fuel propellant mixture from the tank.
Right. Yeah. I know. I have to bring. I actually have a broken one upstairs. I'll try to remember to bring that along to Cigar Fest and give it to you so you can play around with it. But I know whenever.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. I always liked it because when I push down on the fill, it actually escapes. It seems like air escapes, and then the butane will come out through the fill hole. Once it's full.
Yeah, honestly that's more due to fit between the product, the butane that you're using, and the valve itself. And in particular, if the butane that you use has a metal nozzle, then the fit is not going to be as good as one of the plastic nozzle butanes. And furthermore, I should take a moment while I'm at it to tell your viewers that please, use Xikar butane for Xikar lighters. We buy this. This is the finest quality butane made in the world. And if you can't find Xikar butane, then use butane that doesn't come out of Asia. And a butane can that has no seams. Asian butane has seams in the can. European butane does not. And so I would advise all of your viewers to use good butane. And the reason why I'm adamant about that is that 30% of our lighter returns are bad butane, not bad lighters.
Wow. Great.
So it's really all about the butane.
Uh-oh.
Well,
there's a
uh-oh, look at that.
Look at that seed.
And is there also a metal nozzle at the top, Mike?
Yep, that brand is.
Oh, yes, It is. Oh,
yeah. Instead